What's up, guys? This is the Nada Films channel where we record myself unboxing movies and talk about movies. And this time we're gonna talk about the long-awaited follow-up to Hereditary, Midsommar, directed by Ari Aster, which is, I would say, the most influential director of our time right now. Even though he just got famous with his recent film Hereditary. And right off the bat, I want to tell you that this movie is amazing. It's amazing. Just like Hereditary, it makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you think about subject matters that you don't want to think about. And it's very thought-provoking. And it just, overall, it makes you feel very uncomfortable, which seems to be Ari Aster's MO. But essentially, yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie. Now, a little background info I wanted to give you guys is that Ari Aster started his career by making a very controversial short film called The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, which in my opinion is the hardest film I've ever had to watch. I won't say why. I guess you would have to see it to understand why. Personally, I think you shouldn't. I think that short film is at the same level as infamous films like Serbian film, Cannibal Holocaust, and Human Centipede. But not because this movie is gory or anything like those other films. It's mainly because the subject matter it touches upon is very taboo and very hard to watch. It's very hard to stomach, in my opinion. But that was the film that honestly put him on the map. And after that movie, he made Hereditary, which, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest horror films of all time. It's being compared to classics like The Shining. It's honestly one of the greatest films of my generation, in my opinion. And after that film, he followed up with this one, Midsommar, which, honestly, it's been hyped up a lot. And right now, all I'm seeing is mixed signals on it. A lot of people are not liking it. And I think it's because they were expecting, I don't know, for him to recreate his success with Hereditary. But to me, this movie is actually pretty amazing. Now, a brief synopsis of this movie is that basically this movie revolves around this protagonist whom goes on a trip to Sweden for a festival called Midsommar. And the reason why she goes is because, unfortunately, her sister kills herself. Yeah. And not only does she kill herself, she kills all her parents also. I'm sorry for laughing. It's just that like I said, the movie makes you really uncomfortable. But yeah, that happens. And after that tragic event, I would say some time happens, and her boyfriend basically invites her to a trip with him and his friends. And in that trip, they go to Sweden and they attend this festival called Midsommar, like I said. And from there, you can kind of deduce what happens. It's kind of like the Wicker Man in that aspect. They go to this small community, weird stuff happens. But I don't want to sorry. I don't want to elaborate anymore because I honestly and genuinely believe that you should see it to believe it. Because if I tell you everything that goes on in this movie, it's going to sound unbelievable. So, my suggestion to you... Sorry if the mic sounds bad. My suggestion for you is to watch it. Especially if you live in Puerto Rico. Watch it right now. Try to take advantage of the fact that it's in theaters right now, because because recently, well, not recently, originally, the movie was going to come out on July 19th. But for some reason, Caribbean Cinemas decided to take it off their website. No one knows why. And after fan outcry, it seems like Caribbean Cinemas was forced to put it back on their website, and the movie managed to be released on the 25th. I watched it on the 26th. It's been a few days, and I'm still thinking about this movie because there's just so much to digest in this movie. It's one of those movies that you can't just watch one time. You need to watch it more than once. In fact, I would say more than twice. I don't know the exact number, but you have to watch it more than once because it's just so amazing and thought-provoking, honestly. And basically, it's just most people agree that Hereditary, for example, is focused on the themes of grief. And I agree with that. It is like entangled on the themes of grief. Now this one, it touches upon grief just a little bit, which is one of the few similarities it has with Hereditary. And also the cinematography, the film style, because, it's Ari Aster we're talking about. But, in my opinion, this film touches very heavily on the subject of cultural differences. And I'll give you an example, but I would have to spoil a little bit the movie. Like I said, in the beginning of the movie, the protagonist's sister kills herself and kills her parents also in the process. Now, what if I were to tell you that during her trip with her boyfriend and his friends, they witness a suicide? But instead of having the reaction that Western society would have, which is, what the hell, this is tragic, shock, all of that, instead of that, the community that they're in basically celebrates it. They celebrate suicide because it's their tradition. Yeah. That's the kind of movie we're talking about. Now, I won't say any more. Because, again, you have to watch it to believe it. You have to watch it. You just have to. I'm sorry. But, yeah, that's basically my opinion on it. I think it touches on the themes of cultural differences. It does so beautifully. It's honestly top-notch. The movie's top-notch. It's perfection. Just like Hereditary. Both films are 10 out of 10. And they deserve all the praises that they're getting. So that's basically my opinion on the movie. And like always, like and subscribe. Follow me on Letterboxd and Twitter. All the info will be on the description below. And nothing. See you guys later.
Oh, shit. Yeah.